Hey Marie, how's it going? I've got a really bad lag on my, hey guys, I have a really bad lag on my computer, so I couldn't really tell what was going on for a second there. And my light is like falling over. Holy cow. My son has been playing with my light, um, and it's causing some serious issues with my workspace. There's a giant glare. Hopefully that gets better. Hey Tracy, hey Belinda, hey Daniel, hey Dee, hey Georgia, hey Wendy, hey Jennifer. I was making a card earlier, and I'll be live until whenever Christopher is ready to come back, and then we can kind of pause and go back to his channel. But we'll see what happens and when he wants to go back on. So hey mama. I was making a card earlier. I'm not sure if I have shared with all of you guys, but I recently got accepted into the Altenew educator certification program. So the company does a certification program for people to become educators through their specific company. So you take all of the courses through Altenew Academy, and then you are able to become an instructor for Altenew classes once you've completed all of the criteria for the program. So I am super, super excited to be a part of that. So I have just started making my projects for that certification. So I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff with Altenew products coming up. But I figured I would show you guys my very first card that I made. So this card features techniques that they talk about in All About Layering, which is their very first class on Altenew Academy. Oh, thanks guys. And so the card just goes over techniques for how to use their layering stamps. Altenew has a ton of layering stamps and they can get very intricate. So I made this card as my project for that first lesson, and then the card I'm going to make with you guys tonight is my second lesson card. I already made it once and I like it so much that I want to make it again. So this one was All About Layering 1, and I used some floral stamps, popped one of them up on some foam just for some added interest, and I really, really like how that turned out. So that's really elegant, and it's a nice sympathy card to have on hand. So really like that one. And then this is the card that we are going to make together now. So the way that I made this is I actually used Aqua pigments to color my stamped images, and then I used Copic markers as well to add some shading. So we're going to go ahead and make that card, and I'll show you what I did with the Aqua pigments to get this look. So I'm going to set this off to the side and we will get started. The first thing that I'm going to do is just cut down a piece of cardstock to 5 1/4 by, no, I'm going to leave it at 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. The reason that I'm going to do that is because I want to tape it down, and I want to have the borders. So I'm going to use tape around the outside edges. And I'm not gonna mount it on anything else really. You'll see what I mean in just a second. I promise it'll make sense soon. Okay, hey Evelise. Okay, so what I do is I use this clipboard. It's probably not the best surface for this because it's probably not even actually real wood, but that's okay. But it works for what I need it for. So I put my my cardstock on there, and then I am using this washi tape to tape down my cardstock. And I'm not really being super precise, although I probably should be. Maybe I should. But I am just trying to leave maybe like 1/4 of an inch border or so around the outside. Nothing crazy, just taping it down. And the reason that I'm taping it to this board is because I am going to be adding some water to my cardstock, and so I don't want it to warp too much. When you add this washi tape and you tape it down to something hard like this, it really gives you better results as far as not having so much warping. And can you guys let me know? You guys can see everything. It's not super, my playback is really, really grainy. Are you guys having that same problem, or are you guys able to see okay on your end? Because it may just be that my connection is not really great on the playback, but I want to make sure that you guys can see everything. Okay, good. All right, cool. I can see your chat and everything just fine. It's just that my replay is really, really blurry. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually using the stamp from Altenew, and it is called Garden Treasure. So that whole stamp set looks like this. So it comes with, this is a giant stamp set. I think it's 6 by 8. And it comes with all of these images that you can layer on top of one another to make these really, really detailed stamped images, which is awesome. They look really realistic and super pretty. And I like that. But today I wanted to do something a little bit different. So instead of using all of the layers, I decided just to use the outline. So for that, I'm just going to use my stamp block or acrylic block and pop that right on there. I'm going to use the Raven Detail ink to stamp that out. And then I am just, it's not going to be exactly like the first one, just because it was totally random when I did that. I didn't really have anything planned out. I was just kind of stamping things wherever they would fit. So I'm just going to do the same thing now. I'm just going to stamp these outlines all over the card in different directions, facing different ways, just to kind of get a cool pattern. You guys know I am a fan of stamping things to make my own backgrounds. I've been doing that a lot lately, and I really like the results and how different, like what a different variety you can get from doing those things. So, uh-oh, was Daniel supposed to go live last night? I must have missed his live. Whoa, I almost did an oopsie. Okay, cool. I'm going to do a couple more just to fill in the outside spaces. I'm not really super concerned about filling in all the space or having a completely stamped background. I really like the way that it looks when it is kind of just random and sporadic. And I am not worried about stamping on this board. You can see that I've got ink all over it. It does not matter at all to me. I don't use it for anything other than this, like stamping and watercoloring and things like that, and sometimes heat embossing. So totally not worried about it. Oh my gosh, Daniel, your shaker card was absolutely gorgeous. I love that card so much. When I saw it this morning, I was like, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. Oh, that's okay, Annalisa. Glad to have you here. No notification. That's been happening a lot lately for a lot of people in a lot of different areas. Okay, cool. So now I've got a basic stamping. Yeah, I didn't see the live either, but I wish I did because that card was absolutely beautiful. Whoa, I'll have to go back and watch the live replay. Okay, so once I've got my stamped images all down, I'm just going to go ahead and wipe this down for now just so that it's out of the way. So I'm not leaving my ink sitting on there for too long. And I'm going to set that aside. So what I'm going to do is move this over, and I hope I can move it over far enough that you guys will be able to see this side. I have a little bit of space, so we should be able to work with it. So what Trudy, this is Altenew. It is, the stamp set is called Garden Treasure, but it's from Altenew. Pretty. They have gorgeous floral stamps. I really, really like them. Okay, so I'm going to be using a water brush, and I'm going to be using a couple different aqua pigments. So the three colors that I'm going to use are coral and yellow and violet. So these are the colors that I used for my card earlier, and I'm just going to put these here. I don't know if you'll be able to see them or not while I'm not using it. I need to, hey, that's okay, Dawn. I'm glad you're here. It's nice to see you. Okay, I'm going to do, let's see, I really liked doing my yellow first because it was so awesome and bright. And I did try to link for some of the products that I was going to be using below, you guys. So if there's anything that you are interested in, hopefully the link is below, at least for the Brutus Monroe products. I don't have much of anything else listed right now, but I will update that after we are done, as best as I can. Okay, so I just drop a couple little drops onto my media mat. Oh no, you can't really see it. Okay, but literally I just dropped them right onto my media mat. Nothing fancy, literally right there. I'm going to take my water brush, which just has clean water in it. It is a little bit stained on the tip, but it's not letting off that color, so it won't make my color weird. I'm just going to rub the brush into the water, and I am going to paint it directly on to my cardstock. What I was going for was a loose kind of watercolor, so I purposefully went outside of the lines, and I really like the way that that turned out because I did it with every one of them. It wasn't just like one of them I went outside of the lines. I went out on every single one, and I tried to make it around the same on the outside so that it looked intentional and didn't look like it was an accident. Or like that I messed up and don't know how to color or something. But you can see that it just goes directly onto the paper. It soaks in, it looks awesome. The color is super vibrant. I'm not adding really any extra water. There is naturally some water in the brush just from it being a water brush, but it is not saturated and I'm not squeezing out any extra water. Trudy, you said, new to you company that I'm really loving. Is that Altenew? Is that what you were talking about, Trudy? Altenew? I really, really like Altenew. They have some gorgeous stamps, and they have some really cool others. They have a lot of floral stamps, but they do have some really cool stamps that are not floral also. Yeah, I think the first time I heard of Altenew was when I saw it on a Jennifer McGuire video at some point. Because that's pretty much when I first started stamping, that was kind of like where I heard about everything. And I do have my mom to thank for getting me into stamping, not necessarily because she stamps a lot, but because she forwarded me a Jennifer McGuire video. I had never heard of Jennifer McGuire before. My mom forwarded me a Jennifer McGuire video, and the rest is history. That's how I got into stamping, because I used to make only cards using my Cricut. Like, I didn't do any stamping, I didn't have any inks, I didn't have, like, Distress anything, had never even heard of it. And so it's been a long journey since then, but it's pretty cool. So I definitely have my mom to thank for that. Super relaxing to watercolor. Yeah, for sure. They have a lot of really great stamps. That's true, Lauren. I'm really impressed with the variety and just the detail in their stamps is really cool. So I'm going to keep this paper towel close by so that I can get the ink off of, or the Aqua Pigments off of my brush. So I'm just squeezing out a little bit of water and wiping it on the paper towel to clean the brush. Looking for videos, came across Jennifer McGuire, the rest is history. Yes, absolutely. Me too, Dawn. That's pretty much where all of my money goes, I feel like. It's like, oh, I made a couple dollars. Let me just go and place a new Brutus Monroe order. It's a bad, I mean, it's a good but bad habit. And look, these are child-proof, you guys, and sometimes I can't get them off. They're adult-proof, too. Okay, I'm going to try to do this a little closer so that you guys can see it. Hopefully you can. We'll see. There's a delay on the video, like I was saying earlier, so it's hard for me to tell, like, if you guys are going to be able to see it, but it looks good. Okay, so I think I want this one to be purple and that one to be purple. So then, wait, this one and that. Okay, so I'm going to make this one coral. And this color is so pretty. I love this so much. Yeah, I asked Christopher at one point, like, is there any way you could just set up a direct deposit? I'll just direct deposit my money directly into your account, and then we can just, you know, place an order with whatever I can afford. Which is pretty bad. I mean, that didn't happen. That's not an option, you guys. But if it were, I'd be all over that. Yet to be able to buy anything, Brutus Monroe. Oh no. The good news, I think, Evilise, I don't think it costs anything extra to ship to Puerto Rico. So I hope that you are able to get something before too long. The products are amazing. They are definitely worth it. Yeah, there's just so much to buy. It's crazy. There are so many products, but I was talking to Christopher the other night, and he was kind of explaining his like whole philosophy or his idea to me, which was basically that, you know, he wanted to be an all-encompassing store. Basically, he didn't want to have to send anyone anywhere else. Like, oh, you need glue? I've got glue. Oh, you need, you know, whatever? I've got that too. So that, you know, he could make sure that everyone's experience was good. Because if he sends you somewhere else, he has no idea what kind of service you're going to get. And that was kind of distressing to him. So, you know, he's been developing all of these products to, you know, kind of fill that void and be able to, you know, have something for everyone to an extent. But, you know, whenever we need things as crafters, he's got it. He's got us covered, y'all. Which I think is very true. I mean, I don't feel like there's anything that I've felt like, oh, he doesn't have this, so I got to go buy it somewhere else. I feel like I don't know. The quality is great, and his ability to kind of predict what is going to be a need in the future, and, you know, like what's going to be really useful to us. He's really good at it. Okay, so you guys can see I'm using up all of this color that I laid down, going outside of the lines on purpose, making sure that I have that nice little border almost around the same size as what the die cut border would be if you had the coordinating die for this. And the Aqua pigments are one thing, just paper, not blank. What do you mean? Paper, not blank. He has paper. Do you mean patterned paper? He is so compassionate. It's awesome. His personality is infectious. I would definitely agree with that. And he's such a joy to interact with. It's really cool. Yes, and it's made in the USA. I like that they're doing more in-house even. So not even just within the country, but in their own walls. It's so cool because then he's like, oh, I see that we're running low on aqua pigments. Let's make more. And then that cuts down the wait time. Oh yeah, printed designer paper. I mean, he does have in some of the card kits, or the inspiration boxes, like I have the Galaxy paper that has the Brutus Monroe logo on it. So I mean, there's that. And then it's like the Galaxy Watercolor. So I have that one. And then I also, that might be the only one I have, but I know that there was like the Fairy Garden or Fairy, I think Fairy Garden. Yeah, paper, not crafting. Yeah, paper crafting. Yeah, I think it's awesome that he has his own paper, and, you know, that way the inks coordinate, everything goes together. You know, the surface inks match really well with them. Yeah, Evilise, there's a Galaxy paper. It's Galaxy Watercolor. It is gorgeous. So it's like a watercolor paper, and then it also has constellations on it. It's gorgeous. I'll show you it in a minute after I'm done with the purple. I think so, unless it's sold out again. It may have sold out. At one point it was sold out, and then I was so bummed because I had missed out on it, and then I was able to get it after that. So Hopefully, if it is sold out, we'll be able to get some more maybe? I'm not sure. Because I know it was part of one of the inspiration boxes. I'll have to double check and see. But I can show it to you here in just 1 second. I am almost done with this purple. But you guys, look how easy this is to, I mean, I am not a watercolorist at all. I have no talent when it comes to watercolor. But this is so easy. It's so cool. I really like it. Okay, and then I am, let me, hold on. Show. Okay. All right. Okay. Yes. So the Galaxy paper, let me grab it because I know I have it right here somewhere. Hold on, because this is my giant thing. It's right here. Okay. So this is, sorry about that giant thing in your faces, guys. The Galaxy watercolor paper. It is unbound. Oops, I've got some scraps. Whoa. Okay. It is unbound, which is really cool. But I just keep it in the container that it came in. So you've got these really gorgeous watercolor Galaxy backgrounds. And then they've got the constellations on there too. So you've got that softer one. They're just so gorgeous. Yes, that's true. I do have one, but I was being lazy, Belinda. I normally would. I actually even have one. I have some of my pigments in this one, but I was being lazy. Totally spaced. You know I do love a good pun. Look how pretty this is. It's insane. They are so pretty. I'm totally obsessed with these, you guys. They are so gorgeous. And you get 2 of each, so there's 24 sheets in here. And I think it was like $7 or something. And this is really good, thick paper. It is amazing. I absolutely love these. Yeah, I mean, you guys, they're awesome. I love them so much. I can't believe I've been able to, I've been hoarding instead of actually using it because I love them. Yes, they are. Hold on 1 second and I will, give me 1 sec. Galaxy. Yeah, they're definitely still available. So it's a pack of 24. And it's from Brutus Monroe. So this this watercolor paper was from a inspiration box earlier this year. So it is, yep, it's from Brutus Monroe. It is gorgeous. Okay, it is really great quality paper. I'm gonna have a hard time getting it back in here because that's just how I am, but that's okay. All right, I'm gonna do that later. I'm not gonna waste your time with that. Okay, I dropped one of my scraps too. Woo! All right. Yeah, so there's the link in case you guys want to check it out and see what it looks like. So you can see that I have my watercoloring going on. My paper is warping just a little bit because I'm adding water to paper that is not intended to have water on it. This is just regular cardstock from Staples, you guys. It is not aqua pigment paper. It is not any sort of fancy paper. It is just regular cardstock. So yes, it is definitely not intended for this, which is totally okay. I find that I can use the aqua pigments on regular paper. It's just that I have to expect there's going to be some amount of warping, and also I just tape it down to give myself a better chance of having good results. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is take some Copic markers, and I'm just going to do some shading on top of here so that I get a little bit of added interest and it's not just plain, if that makes sense. I wanted a little bit more depth. The other thing you could do if you wanted to, so you've got your base color, you could then go and stamp some of these other images on there. I could do that, honestly. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll just stamp instead of, maybe on this one, since I already did the Copic coloring, maybe I'll stamp so that we can see the differences. Let me grab some ink. All right, so I did purple, so I want another purple. I think I've got like all these trays of inks back here. Hang on one sec. Oh, okay. So I think this one is very dark, so I don't really want to use this one. Color stamps with the Copics. I could do that. Yeah, I don't think I want to use that. I think instead I'm going to use one of these other purples. I'm going to try this one. Okay. Let's see what we can do. Okay, I'm going to use this soft purple. It's from Hero Arts. And I'm going to take off this other stamp. I don't need this outline anymore, so I can take that off and just set it aside. Copic challenge, but I love to watch others on YouTube. It's really, I don't know. I'm not very good at coloring with Copics either, but I've taken or I've watched a couple of classes on Kit and Clowder. I don't know if you guys have heard of Kit and Clowder, but there is a group on Facebook, but also a website where you can go and I'm going to turn this so I can see better. Okay, Lauren, have fun. There is a website where you can go and see, there's a ton of course material and classes that you can do. It's right here. It's hard, you guys, because I'm not right over it, so I can't see very well. Okay, the color probably wasn't the best, but it's also not the worst either. I'm not very good at color matching either, you guys, so there's that. Yeah, Tracy, it's so cool. They have a really good course material, and you can take a free class from Kit and Clowder also. Just go here on YouTube and search for Kit and Clowder free class, and it'll pop right up. She has some free course content on YouTube. Okay, and I'm not worried about it being perfectly lined up. Obviously, I've got my stuff that's going outside of the edges already, so if it's a little bit messy, I'm really not worried about it. So I'm going to set that off to the side, try to clean this as best as I can so that hopefully I don't get too much color transfer onto my next color, which I should probably do the yellow first and then do the coral. This is probably my favorite yellow from Hero Arts. Oh, good. Well, I'm glad it looks good from your view. The color doesn't, like, to me, I don't feel like the color quite matches. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stamp this off on a piece of scrap paper so I can see that it has a little bit of the color, the purple left in it, and I want to make sure that it is kind of more of a pure color before I stamp it. So that kind of helps me gauge. Oh, thanks. I've learned a lot, even just in the little bit of time that I have been doing some coloring. So you definitely can learn a lot pretty quickly. Again, this is very difficult because I am not right over top of it. But adding that little bit of color and depth is really cool. Okay, Daniel. I can't wait for all of these blog posts to get posted tonight for the Team Blog Hop. I am super excited to see everyone's projects. I'm gonna show. I might sneak peek you guys. We'll see. We'll see what we got going on. You guys, this is so hard to not be like right over top of it because I can't really line it up very well. Let's see, because I'm kind of off to the side, so I'm having a hard time knowing where to put it. All right, let's hope for the best. Okay, well, that could have been worse. This actually looks pretty cool with this ink and aqua pigment combination. It's pretty neat. Oh, I read that like totally like the opposite kind of way, like, oh, just get over it. Not go over top of it, you know. Okay, so I'm gonna dry this off a little bit because it is a little bit wet. Okay, and then my last color is gonna be some sort of peachy something. I have soft apricot, but that might be a little too orange. Soft cantaloupe, maybe? That also looks a little orange. Oh, there's fresh peach. I think that might be our winner. I think this one's our winner. All right, so I'm gonna do the same thing with this one and just stamp it off first before I do any actual coloring. Oh yeah, worried about my head being in the way. Oh my gosh, look how pretty that is. I love this color. It is gorgeous. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm gonna make sure, I'm gonna flip it over and do it this way. Make sure that my stamp gets super good coverage because I don't wanna mess it up because I will never be able to get it in the same position again, ever. That is just a fact of life. Okay, so let's see. You guys, this is so bad. Okay, hope for the best. Yeah, that one was a little bit off, but it's okay. Like I said, I'm not super worried about it just because like I do have the loose, messy sort of watercolor thing going on. This is actually really cool. I might actually like this one better than my Copic shading. Bummer. See the difference? Yeah. I think I like this one better. It's pretty cool. Shadow ink. They are from Hero Arts. They are a dye-based ink. And are they designed for the shading? No, there's a whole collection of these that are called shadow inks. And I think it's just because they're not vibrant colors. They're all more dull like this. There are a ton of colors, but they also, so they're by Hero Arts, and Hero Arts also has a line of bold inks is what they call them. And so they just have different collections, basically. So these colors, see, like this one is a shadow ink, but it says mid-tone. There are also ones that say soft, like this one's mid-tone. Yeah, like this one. This one doesn't have that mid-tone thing. It says soft purple. So it's just kind of like a different variations of the types of and colors of inks and like how pigmented and how vibrant they are. But I really like them. They're great inks. This is actually the first type of ink that I collected a bunch of. And can you guess where I heard of them from? I'll give you one guess. You probably won't have to guess very hard. But yeah, so I heard of these ones. This was like the first one that I heard of. So any other ones that I get, I will probably just be getting the, no, Jennifer Maguire. Yeah, definitely Jennifer Maguire. But any other inks that I get, I will more than likely just get the ink cube version because I already have these, like almost the whole set of these full-size pads. And I'm not going to have the space to store 8 billion full-size ink pads. It's just not going to happen. So now I'm going to go ahead and take my washi tape off. I'm being careful to peel it like completely flat if possible, just so that I don't get any ripping on my paper. I find that this helps the most for me to not rip my paper with washi tape, because once you get it wet, even though it's washi tape, I sometimes find that yeah, see, it is ripping a little bit. That's okay. Hoping I can Oh no, it's like ripping the whole side. Maybe if I try the other direction. But that's okay. You really can't notice it that much unless you're really looking for it, but that's okay. Yes, I did see her video today. I actually haven't watched a Jennifer Maguire video in a good little while, and I actually watched that video earlier today. It had been a while since I had, yes, Kim, I need purple tape. It's on my list. My ever-growing giant list, but it is on there. Okay, so this is the card panel that we are left with. I think it is really pretty, if I do say so myself. I really like this, and how the combination with the aqua pigments and the inks, that looks really, really cool. Oh, yeah, my paper is definitely not dry, so that probably is not helping. But yeah, so that is our card panel, and then we can go ahead and add the little accents to make it all ready to go. So what I'm going to do is use this little guy. This is also from Ulta New. I'm trying to find the little package for it, so you can kind of see a little bit better what it is. Whoa, I'm throwing things. Okay, so this is the, I'm not going to line it up right, but weird. This is, which way does this go? Huh. I don't know which way this goes. Anyway, this is a speckled, it's a speckled thing. It's supposed to be snow, but I'm going to use it in between my flowers just to add a little bit of interest. I used black the first time, and I like that, but do you guys think I should try a different color this time or keep it with black? I liked, so the black I did and matched it with this, but we could always try a different color combination if we want to. You guys let me know what you think and we can try. I can match it to one of these colors maybe, or I can use a darker color purple. Is it Vicky and her last name starts with a P and I can't pronounce her last name? Because if that's what you're talking about, then yes, I've seen some of her videos. You can be on as many design teams for various companies as you want to be. I think so. I think you can't probably be on multiple design teams for different online stores, but, cause like then they would be competing for business. But if it's an individual craft company, they are usually pretty flexible about being on multiple teams. So currently I'm on 3 design teams. I am on the Brutus Monroe Inspiration team. I am on the design team for Butterfly Reflections Inc., which is an online store. And then I'm on the design team for a Papercraft Challenge blog, which is Papercraft Business Challenge blog. And that is a monthly card challenge setup. So I do that. And then, yes, Evilise, I can't pronounce that, but yes, I know who you're talking about. Okay, so should I use this darker color or should I use the purple that we used for the accents? You guys tell me which one you like better. But yeah, so the design team thing, it's kind of up to the company that you're representing, whether or not they want to do both, or want you to do both. I don't know. It kind of just depends on the rules of each design team. The darker one. Okay, cool. I like the dark stuff too. So what I'm going to do is use this. This is my scrap paper that I was working on earlier. I'm going to use this because I'm not masking all of this. But I'm going to use it to kind of block off areas so that I don't stamp where I don't want it. And we'll kind of go from there. Journal pages. Oh, Vicky's. Yeah, she has a lot of really great stuff. I need to watch more of her videos. Okay, so what I'm doing is just masking it off in a super simple way, just by covering it up over here. And then I'm kind of just going to go as far in as I can without overlapping anything else. And then you can see I've got this looks random splatter, but it's really cool. I like it because I can, yeah, the midtone. I like this because I have random splatter, but I have control over it because I am a perfectionist and I don't like not knowing where it's gonna go. It really bothers me. So this works really well for me. Okay, and I'm gonna move this out of the way just so that, oh, Christina Werner. There are some people that are just really fun to listen to. Vicky does beautiful cards. Oh, I love how supportive you guys are of so many different crafters. It's really awesome. I'm gonna get a piece of paper towel because I did kind of get my surface a little wet over here. But yeah, I love that you guys love a bunch of different people, because I know that some people are very much more reserved and they don't support other people. They're kind of like of the impression that like if you support one person, you can't support these other people. But yeah. I really like the way that this is turning out. Just, I like the randomness, but it is more controlled, so I don't have to worry. Yeah, Jennifer McGuire is pretty much who I started out watching. Like I was telling you guys earlier, my mom gave me the suggestion, and then, you know, it all kind of snowballed from there. But after I started watching Jennifer McGuire, I started doing, I started watching Christina Werner and Giannis Makula and just kind of the whole gang. And I've gotten so much inspiration and encouragement. Just use stamps for randoms. Yes, Annalisa, that is me. I'm too worried that it's going to mess everything up. And I know that this takes forever, and so I'm sorry that you guys are having to watch this. But just the peace of mind is worth it to me, to know that I'm not, because like I worked hard to make this. I mean, I know it didn't take that long, but I worked hard to make this, and I don't want to ruin it by splattering all over it and destroying my hard work. And I do like to turn it around every now and then, just so that I get more of a random look, like every direction doesn't look exactly the same. Love watching everyone. Oh yeah, that's super cool. And I've heard a lot recently that people have been getting negative comments, and I just can't believe that people are so ugly to one another. It really just sort of baffles my mind. I don't get it. Like if you, I mean, didn't your mom ever teach you if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all? Because, I mean, I feel like people just don't have that anymore. And you know, I've been fortunate that I have not had any mean people yet. But I mean, I'm sure at some point it's going to happen, and I'll just have to roll with it. But I know that, like, you know, May has been having issues, and people have just been mean and ugly. Oh, it's fine. I'm almost done. Normally, I would have taken that advice, but that's okay. All right. That's as much as I want to do. I'm good with like some random splatter. I'm going to be putting a sentiment over here anyway, so I'm not super worried about covering the entire thing or making it like super perfect. Oh, kind caring souls. Yes. Oh my gosh. I went into Michael's tonight. You guys know that why I wasn't at Christopher's, like the beginning of Christopher's video. I was like, I'm driving home because I had to go to the Dollar Tree, and I got a bunch of cute decorations for my my photography. So I get props at the Dollar Tree, y'all. So I went there and got that. And then I went to Michael's because I was looking for another prop for my photography. But I was looking for some like fishing line strung beads, basically, or like a netting almost, like a fishing line bead garland. I don't know. You can find it if you look on Amazon, but I was hoping that they might have some in the store because I've been really wanting some. Because Jessica Frost Palace, I'm pretty sure that's who it is that I saw that has stuff like that. It's just so pretty, and I need it in my life. Oh, thanks. The challenge, working on all kinds here. Oh yeah, the people who, I agree. Like, if you don't like the video, just don't watch it. Like, I don't understand why people, because sometimes I get thumbs down on my videos, and I just don't really understand. Like, it's just so bizarre to me. I don't know. It just seems so weird. Like, why did you even, if you didn't like the video, just move on. Like, but the cool thing is, you guys, that if you get a thumbs down, YouTube doesn't care if it's a thumbs down versus a thumbs up. It's still an interaction on your video. And so it still counts towards your numbers as far as getting people to watch your channel and like getting them to bump up your numbers for for suggested videos and things like that. So it doesn't matter if they give you a thumbs up or a thumbs down. It just, as long as they interact, they're actually helping you more than if they had just left. I don't know if you guys know about this, but I have only semi-recently found out about this, that you could use a gift card holder and then just go like this, and you have like a nice, perfect little tag to your, the end of your washi tape. I feel like everyone needs to know that. Okay, so what I'm doing here is washi tape, or at least this washi tape, is see-through, and I didn't want to be able to see my design through the washi tape, but I still wanted to use this pattern. So what I'm doing is I'm putting it on some white cardstock so that it doesn't have that translucent background, and then I'm just going to take it into my paper trimmer and just trim a little bit of it off. And then now I have this cute little paper strip using my washi tape. And then that way I don't have, you know, the see-through whatever. I can put it on top and it works just fine. What I'm going to do is take my, May, okay, so she had these mystery boxes that she was providing of stuff that she sells in her store. And like everything that people sell in a store, there's a limited quantity. Like, there's only so many of everything. So she said, you know, hey, there's limited quantity. This is when it's going to go live so that you guys can know when to shop, etc., etc. And I guess people didn't get them, and they were really, really mad. And I guess people were sending her super ugly messages and just saying awful, ugly things to her about like how she did it on purpose, and I don't know, just crazy stuff that people are nuts. That's the only explanation I can come up with, is that people are crazy. That's all I got. But she was very upset about it and about the mean things that people were saying. And, you know, she's over there just trying to do something nice, and, you know, people are so ugly. So, I don't know. Okay, so I already had this in here from when I made this card earlier, but this is a stamp that is from another Altenew stamp set called Beautiful Day. This is actually the first stamp set I ever got from Altenew. It is absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, it's another floral set, surprise. But yeah, so it came from this stamp set. It's the sentiment there. But I'm just using embossing ink from Brutus Monroe to put that on my black piece of cardstock here. And I did that with my Mini Misty. And you guys, I am so excited to announce, because this is a big deal for me that I need to announce it. I am getting an original size Misty. I ordered one the other day with my birthday gift card from Simon Says Stamp. Okay, so I'm trying this new thing before I start this. I'm trying this new thing with my embossing powders, and I have not filled them all yet, but I'm working on getting my most used embossing powders from Brutus Monroe into this little container here. It's supposed to be for spice racks or spices or something, but I'm using it for my embossing powder. So you can see I've got the name on there. It says Brutus Monroe, and then they do look like Tic Tac jars. And then I have the name of the color on the side. I ordered this on Amazon at some point, but I have no idea. I'll have to find a link. I don't know exactly right now. But I like that you don't have to, like, look how small of an amount I had to sprinkle. Oh my gosh. It's so awesome. Okay, so look at that. It was like the tiniest little bit that I had to sprinkle, and it was like perfect. I don't know. I'm a fan. And then I can still use my coffee filter. I just pop the lid right off and pour it back in just the same as you would with the jar. I'm keeping my jars just in case I don't like this long term, but so far so good. I think I like it. And then, you know, over here I've got like my gilded also. So I've got them labeled so that I don't mix them up or anything like that. But I'm pretty excited about it. It's working out well so far. Okay, I'm going to grab my heat tool and turn that on so it'll be noisy for a minute. All right, we're going to let it heat up for a minute just so I don't have to spend extra time on my paper. That'll help reduce the amount of warping that we get. Just a couple more seconds. Ooh, Christopher and all of you. Oh. Life hack, use old Tic Tac jars to travel with. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Woo. That was really hot on my hand. And then super fast, you know, because it's already nice and hot, it melts it right away, which is why I like this. This is why I like this heat tool so much. It's the Wagner heat tool. I do have it linked below in case you guys want more info on it. But this has been a game changer for me, you guys, as far as embossing goes. I used to hate to heat emboss. Let me just tell you, heat embossing was not my friend, did not like it, wanted nothing to do with it. Because the last heat tool that I had, I'm not going to name any names, but it sucked. It was not good. It used to smoke, and I was afraid that it was going to catch my house on fire. It was just not good. So I am very thrilled to have the one that I have now because I'm not worried about it burning my house down. So that's cool. Okay. So I have, hopefully, I saw that Trudy said it was buffering. Hopefully you guys can all still see me. It looks okay on my end, but hard to tell sometimes. How do I put the extra powder back in the giant Tic Tac container? I used the same method that I would use in the big jar. It's just I made the hole smaller. So when I went to go pour it in, I had just a tiny little hole here, and then tip it like that so that it doesn't pour all over the place. Just because it's a smaller hole, that works better. But if you just make your little hole here small, then you won't have any problem. Annalisa, this is the cardstock I'm using is actually just Recollections. It's from Michael's. It's just what I had on hand. It's not anything fancy. Okay, so what I'm going to do is trim off the end down here just to give us kind of the same theme on the bottom. And then I'm going to decide where I want this. I'm actually also going to get, where did I put my card bases? I had, here they are. I'm like, I even specifically grabbed card bases just for, ooh, I hate that smell too. The heater smell. And I get hot really easily, so I just don't really like the heat in general because, I don't know, I get too hot. I feel like I'm having hot flashes already, and I'm only just turned 30 2 weekends ago or something. I'm too young for this. Okay, so this is going to go right on top of here. It looks like I've matted it with another piece because I have those lines on the outside, but I didn't, obviously. I just taped it. So what I'm going to do is tape it first, and then I'll go ahead and add my sentiment and all of that because I want to make sure everything is straight. Too often, what I do is I get ahead of myself and I start trying to glue things down. What do you guys think? This way or this way? I think this way. I think I like the corner being whatever down here. I think this. So I get ahead of myself and I start adhering things to my card front, but I have not glued it to my card panel. And, oh, sorry, Trudy, too late. I I'm like losing my train of thought, you guys. My mom brain is like for real. Okay, so yes, I'm gonna put the sentiment on over here. So basically what happens is I get ahead of myself and I start gluing all this stuff on top before I've even attached it to my card. And then when I go, so I finish putting all my stuff and I've got the sequins and like it's so pretty. And then I'm like, how am I going to attach this to the card base now? I can't flip it over and put the tape on it. And then I just get so frustrated. Like, why did I do this? But you know, it's fine. Oh, I'm not really worried about it. You can't really tell too much. I don't know. I think it's subtle enough that I'm not really that worried about it. And, you know, like we always say, the quirks and the imperfections are what make it handmade and special. You know what I mean? If it was machine produced and had no flaws, then, you know, it wouldn't be as special as coming from the heart and being handmade. 34, but feels like 30. Oh my gosh. In Texas? Wow, that's crazy. Whew. Let me figure out where I put this on this other card. I think I only put it that low because of, I think I want it up a little higher this time. Because I only put it that low because the way the flowers were laid out, it just looks really weird. Or it looked really weird. If I put it higher, there was like a bunch of blank space right here, and I don't know, it just looked weird. Okay, so I'm thinking like right about here. 21 degrees. Oh my gosh. Woo! You guys. I do not miss, okay, so I used to live in Iowa. I do not miss the cold weather like that. And for a while, I live in Virginia now. For a while, I was doing pretty good about not feeling cold, even though everyone around here was like wearing parkas and it was like 50 degrees. And for a while, I did really well. Like, I was not cold, but the longer I'm here, because I've been here for a little over 5 years now, and the longer I'm here, the colder I get at higher temperatures. I used to be able to withstand, you know, like negative temperatures and still be totally fine. Now, you know, like when I lived in Iowa, you know, my doors would freeze shut. It was crazy. It was not a fun, like you would go outside and your eyebrows would freeze. Like, what even is that? How is that living? But yes, so I don't know. I don't miss that about Iowa. I don't miss the cold, but I'm definitely getting spoiled. Keep typing some wildly misspelled sentences. Oh no. Indoor temps at 68. Yeah, we do too. I think 69. That's okay, Tracy. I'll try my best to understand whatever you say. Usually I get the picture, even if it's not quite right. Yeah, there was one time that I had to call into work when I lived in Iowa because my door was frozen shut and I couldn't get outside. Oh my gosh, me too, Renee. My car has heated seats now too, and I am obsessed. That's the first time I think I've ever had heated seats. I've never done that before, never had that. Okay, now I've got all this galaxy paper I'm trying to figure out what to do with. Okay, so I'm going to get out my bling, and this color is the one that I used before, and I really love it. So I'm going to use it again. And I think that this came from the Dollar Tree. I'm pretty sure that this one came from the Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to drop a couple of those out here. Whoops, one too many. I usually do 3 in the main color, and then I accent with the little clear ones. Just so that it's not super overwhelming, which are here. Okay, so I liked this setup with the one up here and then having the 2. Now I might have to kind of move my design around a little bit just because my flowers are in different places, so things might look a little funny if I try to do them exactly the same. But I think that will be good. And I'm going to get out some multi-medium in the matte finish and pop those bad boys on there. And I just like to kind of leave them in place, push them out of the way right when I'm ready to put the glue down. That way I don't get confused about where I'm supposed to put them or forget like where I liked them. This seems to work really well for me. Usually I would use a jewel picker, but I am feeling a little lazy tonight, so that's not happening. Yes, I lived in Iowa for a good long time. And I kind of moved back and forth between there and Virginia, so I've kind of bounced back and forth between those the most. At one point I did live in Seattle, but that didn't last terribly long. I think I only lived there for like maybe a year and a half. But yeah. Okay, so I am just popping these clear sequins on to finish this cute little card. I am thrilled with the way this one turned out, you guys. I am super excited about this because the first one I really liked, but I think I actually might like this one better. It's just really pretty. I don't know. I don't usually feel like my cards are super great. Like, I don't know. I feel like we're always more biased towards our own cards. You know, like we're our own worst critic. And so I never think my cards are very cute. But I always think everyone else's, like I could make the same exact card as someone else and I'd be like, oh my gosh, your card is so cute. Mine looks dumb. And they're like the same card. But it's just that we critique ourselves the hardest, I think. Me either, Annalisa. Can't fall asleep without the fan on. Ooh, me either. I have to have the fan on to go to sleep. And it's not even that I'm hot. Well, I mean, sometimes I am hot. But it's not even that I'm hot. It's just that there's something about the moving air or something. I don't know. You're bonkers. But yeah, so that is the card. I'm super excited about this. I don't know. Like, it's so blurry over here that I can't really tell if you can see the sparkle and all that. Hopefully you can. Hopefully it's clear and you can see all the detail and whatever. But I really like it. The noise of the fan. Yeah, it's like white noise, you know? It's some sort of something to lull you to sleep. I also sleep with baby lullaby music on, which started when my son was born, my first son. And we were using it for him, and then we just never stopped using it. So now he's 4, and I still go to sleep every single night with this music on. So who was it really helping? Let's be honest. But there you can see I have the 2 cards. I really think I love this one more. I like the placement up here better. I like the way that the ink looks better. Oh my gosh. I think I like this one way more, which is super cool because now when I go to take pictures, I'm just going to take pictures of this one and use that for my Alta New Academy and the Educator program. This one? Which one? It really wasn't that much different. Because, well, I mean, this one took longer because I was like figuring it out as I went. This one, I already knew the layout, so it was faster and easier, I guess. But the Copic coloring was super fast. I mean, I still did the Aqua Pigments, so the base color is still Aqua Pigments. And I just flicked on the color really fast. It wasn't anything crazy. So it really didn't take me that long. This was probably faster just because it was one thing and that was it. So, I mean, that was easier. But it did take me a long time to like get them lined up. So, you know, debatable. Okay, so I'm really happy with those. I'm going to set it aside so that it can dry. And then, okay, so you guys know that the blog hop happens every Wednesday. Did you guys know that? We do a Brutus Monroe Inspiration Team hop every Wednesday. So at midnight, Tuesday night, going into Wednesday, you guys can always see a ton of inspiration, and there's always a different theme. So we always do different themes. And this week's theme is Shake It Up. So it is shaker cards. and I'm going to show you guys the projects that I made, but I hope that you will still go to my blog and check it out. I really hope that you will. But I'm also, before I show you that, I am going to show you all of my cards from the Dream Catching inspiration box, so that you guys can see what I've been working on. And I hope that you guys will check out Jess Rocks the Box. If you have not watched it already, I just launched a brand new monthly series on my YouTube channel where I use the inspiration box and make a bunch of different cards just using that box. I do use some other products, so it's not solely that box, but the focus is definitely on the box. So this card we made live together. So this was a live stream card. So this wasn't in the Jess Rocks the Box video, but it is still using the Dream Catching set. So I wanted to show you guys that one. So this one is the very first one that we made in my live video. This is the first one from Jess Rocks the Box. So I used the fancy feathers from that stamp set, or I mean from the inspiration box. I used the stamp of the month, which is this little turkey. And then I used the sentiment from the Dream Catching box to pull that together. So that was kind of a quirky, out of the box sort of card for that one. And then this was the next one for Jess Rocks the Box. So this was a Distress Oxide blended card using embossed resist technique and some vellum. Really love the way that that one turned out, kind of almost galaxy sort of look. Then the next one is another one with the main focus being this Dream Catcher. This one was also Distress Oxides, but I kind of, if you watch the video, you will see how crazy this card was because it was like one accident after another, and then it actually kind of came together in the end. But you can hear more about that on Jess Rocks the Box. And then there's this one, which I recreated for you guys in a live video. So this one we did together. I made it first for Jess Rocks the Box, and then I did recreate it in the live video for you guys. So if you want to watch how that was made, you can watch either of those videos, the live playback or Jess Rocks the Box. So there's that one. And then the last one is this little one. I used all of the sentiments to create kind of like a graphic background. Oh, thanks, Annalisa. The thing is that I refuse to give up, and that's why I'm so adamant about not throwing things away, is because I'm like, oh, I made a mistake, but look at all this work I've already done. I can't waste it. But yeah, so this one I just used all the sentiments from the Dream Catching stamp set. I cut these feathers out of vellum after I heat embossed them. And then use the little charm and the twine from the box, and that was that. So if you guys want to check out how I made these cards, you can check that out in Jess Rocks the Box. You can just go to my channel, and that is my most recent upload aside from my live videos. I agree, Renee. And then this is Brutus Monroe related, but I figured I would show it to you guys. This card I just made for Spellbinders. So they sent me some stamps to play with, and they have some brand new clear stamps that are these butterflies, and they're super cute. So I used their butterflies and I fussy cut them out, and you guys know I've been on my vellum kick, so I've definitely included that. But I did ink blending on my background to get that look in the background there. And then I put some Wink of Stella on the outside so that they're super shimmery and sparkly. I don't know if you can see that in the video or not. Hard to tell. But yeah, so they sometimes send me some products to use and help promote their brand. So that was the case with this one. They sent me the stamps, and I created this project for them, which I just shared today on my blog. Yes, I agree that it's very spring, which kind of doesn't really fit right now because obviously we're going into winter, but that is okay. It's totally all right. So that was that one. And then I'm going to show you this one just for the heck of it. This card was also a kind of a weird accident card. I shared this one on the Butterfly Reflections Ink blog. And it's such a random hodgepodge of things. So this part here that I used for kind of like the rays of the moonlight is the Gina K Wreath Builder set. So I used that. And then this plaid is from Concord and Ninth. They have like the plaid background stamp. So I used that for my moon. This city building thingamajiggy is just like an SVG that I cut. Okay, I'll wrap it up here then so we can all go pop back over there. But yeah, so I did that one. Well, maybe I won't share you guys my cart. Here, I'll let you look at them and then we'll turn it off. So these are the projects that are about to go live on the blog. So I made a 3-for-1. And there are shaker cards because that's the theme. And then, yeah, so I made all of these using this one single ink blended panel. And so I cut this and then these, all of it came from the same one. So I got like a 3-for-1 card deal. But you can read more about that here in like an hour and 10 minutes or so on my blog. So if you check that out, it is, here I will link it for you. It is www.acarddayswork.wordpress.com. So that is my blog. You can start on the Brutus Monroe blog if you don't have my blog, or if you don't know how to get there easily. Start on the Brutus Monroe blog and then you can hop to everyone's cards. But I will go ahead and end things so that we can all go watch Christopher. Hugs and love to all of you guys, and I will see you over in Christopher's Live in just a minute. Mwah! Love you guys.